Bengals win.
Yeah! Let's go, baby! Let's go!
Wow, it's been a long time since we've seen that. Who Dey, Bengal fans? Eric, Mon, I am Jake. This is the Bengals Pulse. The heartbeat. It started back up a little bit now of our Cincinnati Bengals.
They got the defibrillators out. We got it.
Oh, man. Yes. We got a lot to talk about, guys. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. You guys are awesome. What a great Thanksgiving. Mon, let's get right into it. Initial thoughts on this football game tonight. Bengals win 32-14 in Baltimore on prime time, Thanksgiving night. Mon, your initial thoughts.
Testing. Can you hear me?
Yes.
You're here.
Great. My speaker's been screwed up. You know what? It was great. I listen. I'm happy. What did we talk about in the pregame show the other night? We talked about it. I think the defense is going to play the best game of the season, and they did. You know, we mentioned something earlier about we gave up explosive plays without getting pressure on the quarterback. Well, you know what? Hell, blitz. We're giving up explosive plays anyway. They did. They got a lot of pressure, cost turnovers. Great game. Best game of the season. More energy with Joe Burrow there. The whole team was more energized.
More energy, especially from the defensive side of the ball. Eric, your initial thoughts?
I mean, what a game. The Bengals come out and they put together a third straight impressive defensive performance. Yeah, there were some bad plays. There were some occasions where Jake was blowing up the group text because they were just bad. But the Bengals defense comes out and forces 5 turnovers. 5 turnovers. A lot can be said for Zach Taylor not capitalizing on those early, but they still forced 5 turnovers. They got stops when they needed. They got turnovers on downs. Turnover on downs, a 3-and-out coming out after halftime was huge. This was huge for the defense to come out there and to give Joe Burrow some time to settle in. Felt like he needed to settle in a little bit. He needed to get a little feel of it, but this is what we were all speaking into existence at the beginning of the year. This defense was going to take its bruises. It was going to have some growing pains, but we were hoping by the time we got to game 8 or 9, this is what we would see. It took us 11, 12 games in, but we saw a great defensive performance and we saw Joe Burrow slowly heat up, and this is what we needed. We're right back in it, and we're 4-8, but somehow we're in it because this division is so down this year. Couldn't have written a better script for a Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Before we really get into it, we got to say that grateful for you guys being on here with us. Grateful for a Bengals win, but really grateful for everybody joining us to finally get to celebrate and break this stuff down.
Absolutely. Mon, I know you have it on behind you. Just let me know when it's turkey time so I can. I've not seen the Bengals ever celebrate the Turkey Bowl thing. So let me know so I can jump off real quick and watch it. My recording thing doesn't work for
Eric
TV. Yes.
Pull up Information Society Pure Energy, because that's Joe Burrow. Pure energy.
Let's talk about the beginning of this game first, guys, and we'll work our way through it.
It's on.
Right now, the Bengals there, Burrow's there.
Yeah, they're right there.
They're talking about it now. Yeah.
All right. Let's
talk out. We're taking you out.
Yeah.
All right.
Kick him out of here. We don't need him anyway. Mon, talk about. I couldn't find the clip you got, but I know in our pregame show we put some hot takes out there, and Mon Abahasan said there's some players that need to step up. Miles Murphy, the Joseph Asais. Talk about this. Take your victory lap on those because they stepped up.
It's small victories. The defense has struggled. They're still a work in progress. They still need a lot of players. They need more weapons on that side. But the young guys are making plays. Miles Murphy, this is 3 weeks in a row. He's played his best football as a Cincinnati Bengal. That play, he ran 40 yards down the field to tackle Andrews. Listen, that's
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry. Was that who it was on that?
Yeah. It was even because Stone said hell no, and Miles Murphy got him from behind.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say, if anybody ever questions his hustle and effort, they're not being serious. that was a pure hustle play. He caused the interception with a nice pressure with the tip ball. Cedric Johnson, Joseph Osai played probably his best game as a Bengal. Great team effort. It's a work in progress, but we want to see these incremental steps. We want to see these young guys get positive small victories because it gives them more confidence. The more confidence they have, the better we are as a team. And again, I know broken record time, but Joe Burrow makes everybody better on that roster. Everybody better. And we saw it tonight.
He made Jalen Davis better, for God's sake. Jalen Davis is out there doing those Mike Hilton cornerback blitz, getting in there, getting to the quarterback, getting pressure. Miles Murphy getting a tip ball, but Jalen Davis coming out and stripping that ball, getting that last turnover. I mean, good God,
Hey,
these players that
everybody,
we wanted kicked off the practice squad are all of a sudden performing.
everybody that's here, we got 280 some people in here watching. Give Jake Owens hell about Jalen Davis because I think every year he has an act like me and T Huddy. Okay, I'll be the first to admit that. Okay, but Jalen
Let's
Davis
do that.
has done well. He's got that want to. He reminds me of Mike Hilton, just a dirty little player, man, just fearless. And man, it was just a great game. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was really nervous. Getting into the red zone 4 times in the first half and only getting 3 field goals or 4 field goals. I'm sorry. I was like, that's going to come back and bite us. It's going to come back and bite us.
Yeah.
It didn't. It did not. Great game. So we give Zach Taylor a lot of hell. He deserves some hell in that play call when we got the ball first and goal at the 3-yard line. And I don't know what happened on those 4 plays. That was horrible. But you know what? Hats off to him. This team could easily tank and just, get the U-Hauls ready for the offseason. They played hard today. He deserves credit.
Yeah, easily could go into tank mode, but I think he does have that sense of urgency, knowing that he's probably not going to be back if they did do that. So um, I, I'm okay with what we got today, and I'm hoping we build on it. We got a super chat here from 513 Art Dog, so let's get into this because I think this was the big key to the game. It says, where were those zero blitz looks in the beginning of the season? We don't have to bring everybody, just give them to think instead of a 4-man rush. And I think that's the key to this game is Zach Taylor did come out and give us a Zach Taylor special in that first half. Very lackluster play calls, didn't really have it when we needed to. And credit where credit's due, Al Golden came out with a great scheme. I swear Al Golden watches the Bengals pulse because he heard us say, you're gonna give up the big play anyway. You might as well be blitzing because there were so many called blitzes out there today. We saw great pressure off the edge from Joseph Osai, great pressure from Miles Murphy. And what I loved to see out of those was not just the great pass rushes by them, but they were rushing with containment. They knew that, yes, I can get around the edge super fast, but if I run by Lamar, it doesn't matter. They were doing it in a thoughtful way, and sometimes it took a little bit longer, but they got there. And then to see the cornerback blitzes and the safety blitzes, I even saw Geno Stone in there. I was really impressed with the game that Al Golden called, and I'm here for it. This is 3 straight weeks of really good defensive performance. So, Mon, why don't you talk about how much more blitzing we saw tonight?
Well, I think it was needed. We harped on it earlier in the previous show, but we're giving up a lot of explosive plays. The Bengals defense has struggled. They can't get off the field. They're rushing 4 players, dropping 7, and guys are just picking us apart. They have 6, 7, 8 seconds. Remember that game against the Steelers where Aaron Rodgers had 8+ seconds before anybody got close to him. So you know what? If you're going to give up explosive plays, just go ahead and blitz. I would rather, send 2, 3 extra pass rushers and get burnt. And what happened tonight? Some of those interceptions, those turnovers, they weren't luck. It was caused by defense that rushed and pressured Lamar Jackson, who threw bad balls. And when you throw a bad ball, you get interceptions. Pressure, it caused issues. We need to see more of that. We're going to need to see more of that in 10 days when we play Buffalo.
Yeah, the first turnover was caused by pressure. He was trying to make something happen when we pressured him, and he followed it up with a another later on in the game where he was under pressure, went to do the tuck, didn't tuck it properly and fumbled it. The other thing that I want to talk about, and Jake, we were just talking about how giving Al Golden his well-earned flowers because of the game that he called tonight and kind of really saving Zach's ass in the first half.
Well, he brought
I do.
pressure.
He
Finally.
brought. Yeah, I said he listened to us. They
Finally.
finally brought
Finally.
pressure. I want to give that huge shout out because we will probably forget about this, but the Isaiah Likely should have been touchdown. The fact that we chased him down, and I think Jordan Battle was the guy that struck it out there. Jake Ryan gets to leave for Switzerland on a high note. Let's go, Jake. um, the effort, and Austin brought this up tonight. The effort that we saw in these players, even Geno Stone chasing a guy down, but Jordan Battle knocking that ball out. The effort is something different. I think we've saw it a little bit better each of these last 3 weeks, but tonight there was very few of those plays where I just said, where's the effort? Because we saw it tonight. We saw Miles Murphy um, chasing Henry down. We saw Geno Stone chasing guys down. We saw all this. Jake, I know our group text blows up when stuff goes wrong, but you have to admit that the effort was different tonight, right?
Oh, I mean, it's 100% different. We talked about Joe Burrow and what he brings to this team, and just real quick, I know you guys just didn't get to see that. I know you'll get to watch it, but that was incredible. Half of the team was around Joe Burrow eating the food. Joe Burrow is speaking, and Joe Burrow got very emotional. One of the first times I've ever seen him get emotional, talking about coming back and what this means to him. And all the guys are tearing through the food, and Joe Burrow's having this emotional moment. And Mike Gesicki's like cutting in the turkey and eating. It was hysterical. Jamar Chase
Thanksgiving Day,
Jamar
right?
Chase is talking with his mouth full, and Joseph Osai got the. We're going to talk about him. He got the. I think he got some kind of game ball as well. But guys, listen. Yes, I want to give this defense its flowers for sure. On that play, that the lively strip, Jordan Battle got beat really bad on the play, and I'm just about to crash out on Jordan Battle, and he does. He makes a hustle play, but he got beat pretty bad on the play. There's still some things that need to be. Barrett Carter is still really bad at football. He needs to be. They need to find a replacement for him. For right now, I mean, again, I'm hoping the guy does well, but he just looked lost out there. And obviously, I think the biggest thing that we saw was that first defensive possession. It was like same old Bengal possession defensively, right? It was like Bengals go down, they score, they get points on the board, and then the defense comes on the field and just looks absolutely bullied and soft. The Ravens go down the field. Tight ends are wide open down the middle of the field. Derrick Henry breaks one. There's 4 missed tackles on the play. And we're all like, okay, here we go. Here's the defense right back at it. And I think what was most impressive to me was how this defense bounced back from that first defensive possession, because it was so bad. That first defensive possession was so bad. And for them to come out and play the way they did, it was impressive. You saw Joseph Osai again. He ties a career mark with 5 sacks on the season. Hopefully going to break that. You saw Miles Murphy making some plays, chasing down Lamar Jackson, making a tackle by Miles Murphy. Obviously, Demetrius Knight on the tip from Miles Murphy. DJ Turner looked like he always does. But we saw some other guys, Jalen Davis and some other guys making some plays on this defensive side. But I think the other big part of this is Al Golden getting his head out of his ass, pulling his head out of his ass, and understanding that a 3-man rush and a 4-man rush is not going to get to the quarterback. I've got to bring pressure. And Mon and I talked about it in the pregame earlier on in the week. You have those linebackers, use them. Use those guys to bring pressure, and Al Golden did a good job of that tonight. So, yes, I'll give him his flowers for sure.
I want to read something from Adam Shine from CBS Sports. Adam Shine has a national radio show on Sirius XM. He's one of the top national analysts. Burrow, hell yeah. Love watching him rock. I miss this. I just can't stop thinking about the Bengals loss to the Jets. If they win that, everything changes. I'll say this again. The Bengals can win any game when Joe Burrow's on the field.
100%. He's the best quarterback in the NFL.
So they're going to be in every game. They got some hard games. Always the same old thing. I just hate school board watching. But, buddy, we're relevant, and the Bengals are a different team. Can't go back in time and fix the losses. We can only focus on the future. But they're a different team tonight. Everybody played better. Everybody, even the Water Boys, were better mixing the Gatorade. Everybody was better.
I'll take it a step further from the Jets. If the Bengals win that Jets and Bears game, and really even that Patriots game last week, right? If they win 2 or 3 of those games, the Bengals are tied for first place in the division right now. That's heartbreaking. Now, again, there's a lot of football left to be played, but if we have to look back on that Jets and Bears game as the reason why we don't make the playoffs, again, somebody's got to be held accountable. I don't care how good they are down the stretch. Somebody has got to be held accountable for it.
Jake, listen, I get it. I agree with your frustration. The defense has been terrible. But, man, we have got to allow players time to develop. How many people here have talked shit about Miles Murphy? Miles Murphy, his first 2 years in the league, he played behind Sam Hubbard, making $10 million a year. He's played behind Trey Hendrickson. He's not going to beat those guys out when they're making $28 million combined. He hasn't had opportunities. When he has played, he's been hurt. He's played his best 3 games. He caused the interception earlier. He had that major hustle play. We can't, I get the frustration.
Mon, the frustration's not on the young guys, though, Mon. You're missing me here. The frustration's not on these young defensive players. The frustration is this Bengal team not making the playoffs 3 years in a row. I have no problem giving these young guys their time, but going into the season, hey, let me finish this. Going into the season this year, knowing that we have to put all of our eggs in that basket, somebody has to be held accountable for that. I'm not talking about not giving these young guys their time. I'm talking about missing the playoffs 3 years in a row. That's what I'm talking about. Not the Bengals.
The Bengals are about to go on a run. I'm not saying they're going to win the division. They're about to go on a run. That's going to guarantee Al Golden. It's going to guarantee Zach Taylor next year. And, it is what it is. It is what it is. They went all in on a youth movement. You have to admit, look at all these young guys playing. Rookies, guys, 1-2 year vets. That's what the Bengals are now. I'm frustrated. You're frustrated. Some of the worst defense we've seen. They're starting to turn the corner. They're not elite level. There's so much work to be done. There's so much work to be done. They are not going to hold Al Golden accountable after not 11 games. They're not going to do that. It's not going to happen. The Bengals are going to go on a run, and it's going to guarantee those 2 guys are back.
So we can't. Okay, we've been very, very hard on defense all year long. I think we have to pump the brakes on it because this is 3 straight weeks where the defense has gone out there and kept us in games. If it wasn't for the defenses tonight, then our play calling has to be different. We have to go out there and play more with more urgency. Maybe we don't get to come down here and have these long methodical drives. You can only play the cards that you're dealt. You can only drive the road that you're on. We've been down this super bumpy, pothole-filled road for the whole season. But you know what? We've gotten to smooth pavement now. We've got Joe Burrow back. We just played a freaking awesome game, and we finally blew out a team. We blew out the Ravens in Baltimore on Thanksgiving. We have momentum. Do we win out? I believe that we will. But you know what? If we win 5 of 6, it's one game at a time. But we can't sit here and keep bitching about the defense from 3 weeks ago because the last 3 weeks, our defense has been exactly what we asked at the beginning of the season, and we can only take it one game at a time.
Eric, listen, I get it. Somebody just told Devon, a good game is not an identity. I agree. There is so much work to be done. I totally agree. We said something on the show last week or before this. It's about small victories. I need Miles Murphy. I need Carter. I need Demetrius Knight. I need these guys. Josh Newton made a big play tonight. Those big plays build confidence, makes them better players that will eventually make our defense a better team. They have to add pieces. There's more work to be done. But you are right. They are a different defense after that bye week. They need to be better. They've gotten better, and I'm grateful for it. And I just worry, listen, I get the frustration of Al Golden. You rip it up, you send them packing. I mean, where are we going to be? Where are we going to be?
Guys,
I mean, I don't know.
Again, I didn't mention Al Golden one time. I'm talking about Zach Taylor. I'm talking about Zach Taylor.
Well,
I'm not talking about Al Golden. I'm talking about
big
Zach Taylor. We have to have that same energy, Eric, that you have had the last 6 weeks. If this Bengals team does not make the playoffs, Zach Taylor has got to be held accountable. He has
right,
got.
and I'm absolutely completely fine with it. My problem is we just went out here and just put it to the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore on Thanksgiving night. Let's fucking celebrate that we just beat the Ravens and we saved our season. It's one game at a time. We could talk about firing Zach Taylor next time we lose, if we lose. I want you guys to celebrate this game. You know what I want? I want Mon to talk about the Bengals controlling the clock. The Bengals had 38 minutes, 38 and a half minutes time of possession to the Baltimore Ravens 21 minutes. Mon, talk about how the Bengals did that. Let's celebrate this freaking game, and we'll worry about everything else next episode.
I've said this for years. Teams, you know how the teams want to beat the Cincinnati Bengals? They want to keep Joe Burrow on the bench, Lamar on the bench, T on the bench, Jamar. And so why can't the Bengals copy other teams? It's good that, Jackson's on the bench, all these guys, Isaiah Likely. I'll take it any day. The Bengals rushing run game has gotten better. The offensive line has played better. It's the best game of the season. Complimentary football. It was awesome. I haven't even looked at the stats for the game. How many sacks did we have? 2 or 3?
We only had 2 sacks. We thought you were going to run around. I think the stats might be adjusted. There was definitely some pressures that felt like sacks.
Maybe Zach Taylor. They got Zach Taylor on TV going crazy.
Maybe some of them did go down to, but you're right. This is the best game of the season. It's the best game in a while because we won 32-14. We didn't win by 3 points. We won handedly.
Zach is excited because Joe Burrow is back to get him out of that shitty play, to save his job from that shitty play calling. Let's talk about the Bengals. Let's talk about this Bengals offense. They definitely flipped the switch the second half, right? We saw those field goal drives turn in. By the way, Money Mac with 5 field goals tonight, boys. I would say he is definitely back. He has looked great this year. But the Bengals turning those field goal drives into touchdowns, that second half was really the difference of this football game. The first half, guys, we have to talk about it. We have to talk about the Bengals being in the red zone 4 times and only getting 9 points out of it. That obviously, 4 times 9 points. Yeah, because the other one was a longer field goal. So yeah. 4 times in the red zone, 9 points. Obviously, the Bengals defense makes a great play. We get 4 straight plays from the 2-yard line. We throw the ball 3 times, Mon. I know you are just as pissed off about that as I am. That could have been the difference in the game. It ended up not being. But once again, we see Zach Taylor's refusal to be able to call plays in situations like that.
Jake, was that ball at the 2 or the 3?
I think it was at like the 2.5. They said 4 plays from the 2. So I think it was like the 2.5-yard lines where they got the ball.
That should have been 4 straight running plays.
It should have been 100%.
They went empty, and I mean that could have been a catastrophic situation. And 4 straight running plays. It was a head scratcher.
And how about Joe Burrow?
It would have been if Joe Burrow, if Joe Flacco was in there, it would have been at least 3 running plays.
100%. Guys, Joe Burrow. We haven't even talked about this. Joe Burrow threw the ball 32 times in the first half. 32 times in the first half. We talked about it in the pregame. Like, hey, don't let Joe Burrow throw for 60 times. Let's run the football. They were able to run the football really well tonight, by the way. Chase Brown, another great game. But this again, Zach Taylor, we're right back to that same offense that he's always run with Joe Burrow. We saw a little bit more under center, guys. We saw some play action. So we saw a little bit of twists and turns that we haven't seen a lot of with the Joe Burrow situation. But guys, they lined up in gun 4 straight plays from the 2-yard line and could not score. That is not, again, that is something that we need to talk about.
It was ugly. all the red zone possessions. It really was.
Mhm.
Luckily, like Jason Garrett said, he said that could come back and bite a team. It did not come back to bite us because
It
the
did
defense
not. Thank
kept
God.
on getting those
Yeah,
turnovers.
and
I was really impressed. Yeah, go ahead, Eric.
I want to point out. I think the reason why. Well, there's two reasons. One, red zone offense is hard for a quarterback to and a coach to call because everything is condensed so much. So a guy that's missed so many games that comes out there, red zone offense is probably where you're going to be lacking. But I think the biggest reason that the red zone was lacking was not having T Higgins. T Higgins is a game changer. So many times we see Jamar get these really long touchdown runs or touchdown catches. But who gets the touchdowns down the red zone? It's T because Jamar's doubled. T's out there and he's such a big target. They throw it up to him and he just grabs it out of the air. I think that's a
Uh,
big reason that we struggled. That and obviously Zach Taylor.
Eric, I'm just gonna let you know, Eric, real quick. Your mic, that whole time you were talking, it sounded like you were talking like through a drive-through, and then it clicked back on. I don't know if there's something going on with the audio. Go ahead, Mom. What were you gonna say?
He sounded good to me. I don't know. I was having issues earlier.
Yeah,
a
it's
lot
weird.
of people talking playoffs. I get it. I just want to go 1 week at a time. That's
Yeah, you have to. You have to, right?
Buffalo Bill
again,
game is coming up.
I think the other part of that, at one point Joe Burrow was like 1 of 10 in the red zone, which is very un-Joe Burrow like. But again, he's coming back from 9 weeks of not playing football. Mitch Tinsley had a very bad play pulling up on a would-be touchdown. So that would have been another touchdown for Joe Burrow, as Mitch Tinsley. He looked like a rookie tonight. But again, I'm with him though. I like him. I think he's going to be a really good football player. But he definitely looked the part tonight. I mean, looked the part of a rookie is what I'm trying to say. Jake, don't short money Mac. He was 6 of 6. Oh, he hit 6 field goals. That's even better. But again, I think the Bengals, the Bengals red zone. I don't disagree with you, Eric. I think T Higgins not having T is a big part of that. But I also think it's crazy to me how the Bengals get to the red zone, all of a sudden they stop running the football. It's insane to me that Zach Taylor chooses to throw the football 30 times in the red zone, and we don't see a lot of run plays, which it's crazy because we're running the football good now. I mean, I know P. Ryan had the bad fumble at the end of the game, but P. Ryan looked good tonight. Chase Brown looks 100% like the part. Just need some more running the football down in the red zone and not maybe so much pressure on Joe Burrow having to throw it 30 times in the red zone.
And I don't disagree. That's exactly the call. It should be, especially with Joe Burrow coming off of an injury. You should be going out there and running it on that first drive. Later on in the game, I get it if it's not been working, but the first time you have that shot, you should be pounding it in there. It should be 3, maybe 4 plays. You're going to go for it on fourth down.
Right.
3 of those should be runs, and then fourth down. If you didn't get it on those first 3, then you do some scramble drill on fourth down. But that's Zach Taylor. We win in spite of Zach Taylor, and tonight was a big Joe Burrow win because of that. We do have another super chat here. We're going to throw up
All right.
from that dude, Mike. If we had a competent head coach, this game would have been 45-14.
I agree.
Can't disagree. It might have been even more of a blowout than that. So
I agree 100%. I agree 100% with you. I think the defense played good enough for that score to be 45-14. As far as the offense not finishing drives, that obviously that had a big part of it. But once again, guys, this offensive line looked good. I think in the first half, Joe Burrow was only pressured like 21% of the time, which is like one of his best ever as a starter for the Bengals.
Let me ask you guys, because in the first half, or the first quarter for sure, to me, it looked like Joe Burrow was rushing because he didn't expect to have that much time to throw. Almost like, oh my God, I can go to my third read. Did you guys see that? Because that's how I'm like, he doesn't know what to do with this much time.
A little bit, yeah. Definitely. I would say, Mom, what do you think? I definitely think a little bit.
It was, I was expecting some happy feet. I didn't see that. It's arguably the best offensive line he's had. I just want to say something. You guys said this a few minutes ago. I know you know this, Jake. You're a football coach on the high school level, but it is so important to see these young guys have these victories, succeed. Man, it's going to build their confidence. They're still going to have their lumps. They're still going to have some growing pains. But for them to have this success and a sack here, an interception here, a tip pass here, a pass defend, that's all good.
Agreed.
The Bengals need multiple pieces, but you know what? The key to our success, the key to make it back and that open up that Super Bowl window to really open it up. It's always open with Joe, but to really have it wide open, we need some of these young guys to turn into quality pros. We really need it. And games like this help tremendously with that.
Burrow, 24 of 46, 261, 2 touchdowns, was only sacked one time, boys. One time. We, as a team, ran the ball 33 times for 128 yards. So averaged right around 4 yards a carry. Not too bad there. Obviously, Jamar, 7 catches, 110. Chase Brown, 7 catches, 35 yards. So he did have over 100 total yards, guys. Chase Brown had 22 touches for 113 yards total. So another good game by him. Obviously, big catch by Yoshi. And then let's talk about Mon's guy, T. Huddy.
Oh, wait, but we also got to talk about Jake's guy,
Hamilton's
Jalen
ass.
Davis, though.
Yeah, we
We got to talk about your guy, Jalen Davis, too,
We
before you get out of here.
do. Modernized guys stepped up and played football tonight. Listen, Jalen Davis, I think after watching Geno Stone and watching Battle play, I am all on board for Jalen Davis playing. Like I'm on the Mon train. Like, let these young guys go now. They got to be better than Geno Stone. By the way, your guy, Tyson Anderson, was in on the turkey thing after the game. He was trying to get some scraps there. He was trying to get some turkey scraps.
Let the man play. Let him earn his turkey leg, for God's sakes. That T. Huddy catch was impressive. That was impressive.
That's his best catch of his career.
Yeah, that was very, very impressive. But when you were off air, we were talking about Jalen Davis stepping up, some big cornerback blitzes, and that big strip to really seal the game at the end of the day.
Big time, man. Big
I mean,
time.
are we jumping the gun, or could Jalen Davis be our Mike Hilton replacement? Because we've been looking for somebody to do that, and he seemed to fill that role well.
I mean, he's been on the roster forever, Mon, right? I mean, the guy's been on the roster forever. Might as well let him play, right?
I remember Paul Danner had an article about Jalen Davis and some of the backups and how some Bengal coaches said he could start for 15 teams. He's been on the Bengal practice squad for years. He's been on the active roster. They love him. He is a slot guy and a slot guy only. He's not going to play boundary. But he did remind me he's a little bigger. He's a tough, he reminds me of Mike Hilton, bigger than Mike Hilton. But they need that physical presence there that can come in off the edge and do that stuff. We've missed that since Mike Hilton, wasn't on the team this year. And it's just great. It's a big relief. All the frustration this year, all the meltdowns and the crash outs of the Bengal Pulse for me. It's just it's great to have this. I just want to say one thing. Remember when the schedule came out? How pissed we were about the NFL one.
We lost you, man.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I said we were sick and tired about how the Ravens always get the Thursday night game in Baltimore against the Bengals. Steve Biscotti, the owner, and the Bengals are always getting screwed by the NFL.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what? We just came into Baltimore and beat them on Thursday night. The Ravens are pretty much their record is almost perfect in prime time on a short week in Baltimore.
Yeah.
So we just beat them, and I love it. And hey man, schedule us next year in Baltimore. We're ready.
Let's look at this real quick, because again, we want to give flowers to our defense tonight. Lamar Jackson, 17 of 32, 246, 0 touchdown passes. I think I saw a stat. The first time in his career he's gone 3 straight games without a touchdown pass. 1 INT, was sacked 3 times tonight. Great job, Bengals D. Derrick Henry, listen to this stat line. This is really weird, guys. 10 carries, 60 yards. He averaged 6 yards a carry, 1 touchdown. 10 carries, 60 yards. Are you guys surprised they did not run Derrick Henry more? Or again, this Bengals defense, it goes to show you if you get off the field on third down, makes a big difference, right?
Yeah, looks like we lost Mon there. I know I always chalked it up to be Lou Anarumo, but the Bengals have had the playbook for stopping Derrick Henry since 2021. And I think we're still rolling with that. Hope maybe Zach Taylor is imparting that, but we know how to do it. And the Ravens tend to go away from him early. You know, if I was playing this game on Madden and they forced me to play as the Ravens, I'd be running the inside handoff to Derrick Henry to the right, and then I would be following up with a QB keeper to the left. We only saw that a couple times tonight. So that's surprising that the Ravens give up on that so quickly because if you watch any film this year, our edges have a hard time containing the edge. And, you know, that 1-2 punch can really burn us. And we saw us lose a couple first downs to that. So I'm shocked that they gave up on it so early, but credit to the Bengals defense.
How about this? Listen to this stat. This is crazy, guys. So Lamar Jackson had 17 completions tonight. Only 4 of those completions were to wide receivers. So tight ends tonight, 9, 10 of those 17 were to tight ends. And then Derrick Henry had a catch. Keaton Mitchell had 2 catches. And then 3 catches to the running backs and only 4 to the wide receivers. Again, we talk about these Bengal corners. These Bengal corners, guys like DJ Turner, who have really stepped up and played good football tonight. Those corners played well tonight. Obviously, as Zay Flowers only had 2 catches for 6 yards, DeAndre Hopkins had 2 catches for 25 yards, and that's it, gentlemen. That is it. 31 yards from the Ravens receivers. Once again, kudos to the Bengals defense, man. They played great football tonight. They really did, and I think a big part of it is, like I said, I think that maybe Al Golden realizes now that the only way to win in this league is to bring pressure on the quarterbacks, because these guys, if you give them time to sit back and throw the football, they're going to all beat you because they're the best quarterbacks in the world. So, again, I'm not trying to do a backhanded compliment to him, but kudos for Al Golden for getting his head out of his ass and bringing some pressure tonight.
Let me ask a question, you guys. I'll go to Mon for it first, but do you think having Joe Burrow back maybe freed up Al Golden a little bit? I know we were going out there and scoring a lot, but these last 2 weeks we haven't. Do you think knowing that number 9 is out there and it gives Al Golden a little bit more ability to play aggressively because Joe Burrow can make up for some of his mistakes? If he goes out there and blitzes heavy and it burns us, well, you still got number 9. So Mon, what do you think? Do you think that freed up Al in any way?
You know what? I'm going to say yeah, because what did Adam Shine say? I read that tweet from Adam Shine. The Bengals can beat anybody in football with Joe Burrow.
Yes.
They could beat any team, period. Every player plays better when Joe Burrow is out there, including the defensive players. That bad defense became an average defense with Joe Burrow. All right. And that's a good thing. It's a work in progress. We have a long way to go. But when Joe gets healthy, when word came out that he's going to play, we all knew that everybody's going to elevate their play. Everybody's going to play better. And we're seeing that right now. So yes, it does help Al Golden. It makes him a better coach because he's got a superstar quarterback over there that he's a difference maker. You know, the Josh Allens, all these superstars, everybody plays harder for them. They really do. They really do.
But I mean, we have to. I mean, again, I know I sound like a homer because I've been saying this for 6 years. Joe Burrow is the best quarterback in the NFL. I mean, he showed that tonight. Guys, it is insane. It is absolutely insane to think about. Joe Burrow has not played in 9 games and comes out tonight on the road against the Ravens on prime time and lights their ass up. Like, it's insane. and for anyone, for any clown out there or talking head, for anyone to try to dispute the fact that Joe Burrow is not the best quarterback in this league, they are a moron, because he proved it tonight, as he's proved it his entire career. When he is healthy, he's just above everybody else. He's on a
Yeah.
different level than anybody else.
Yeah, and maybe any other game he might have come back and had a slower start. But guys, this I haven't seen the post game, but I know that this game meant a lot for Joe, and that's why he circled it. Because what happened? The last time he played in Baltimore on a Thursday night, we got the F Joe Burrow chance as he walked off the field injured.
Yeah.
Taking this game from them in Baltimore meant a lot to Joe Burrow. You know that it did, and not that he needs extra motivation, but you give him extra motivation and he's going to eat you alive. He's got that Jordan ability to turn on the psychopath and just take it from you. We do appreciate everybody being here. We're well past midnight into Friday already, so we are going to wrap up here shortly. We do have another super chat, another comment we want to throw up. Another one from that dude, Mike says, "A win is a win, though. Hoo day, happy Thanksgiving, y'all."
Happy
And
Thanksgiving.
that's my big thing. I want us to celebrate the win because we could talk about all the speculation if we don't win out, but we won. It's one game out of six. We're on to Buffalo and tell them to send those refunds again. Another one here from Mark. Really appreciate this. Says thankful for Eric Mon and
Thanks,
Coach
Mark.
giving us the Bengals pulse. You guys,
Thank you, Mark. Thank you.
you know, thank
Thank you, Mark.
you for being here because we do this every week, whether there's a camera or not. So to be able to come on here and share our thoughts and to hear y'all tell us when we're idiots and tell us when we have a great take. That's what we do in our living rooms. We tell Jake that he's an idiot. He tells us that we're an idiot, and we
Hey,
give each other
Eric,
flowers. So
Eric, Cornell, Cornell's. We gotta throw it up there. Do the wait. The control the. I guess we could do control the clock.
Well, I guess let's just do a run because all of these are applicable. The Bengals went out and absolutely controlled the clock. So let's watch Mon controlling the clock as only Mon can do. And we'll follow that up with sure as hell hope that Mon has the ice cream cake and there's some left in the house.
Oh, ice cream cake! Get it! Get it! It's mine!
Mon, you got the ice cream cake, right?
No, he didn't buy ice cream cake. He's so full of it. But listen, he has broken my heart so many times with the ice cream cake. Eric, let's get to this other.
Oh wow, we got another super chat here from Michael.
Michael, thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much. Michael says Burrow is him. First person to guess the number between 1 and 100 gets a free Burrow jersey on me. Oh, throw some numbers out there, people. Michael's
9,
throwing out a
9, 9. Michael, I say
it should be
9,
99. Jake's got a Burrow jersey. He's fine.
9.
I don't think you want to be in that.
Michael, thank you so much, man. We truly appreciate you guys. You guys are just incredible, man. We really do. We just have the best listeners. We really do. And man, I just appreciate you guys so much. You guys get us through some tough times being Bengal fans. We love coming on here and talking to you guys. But this really is a great win. And guys, think about this, right? 10 days off. T. Higgins healthy. Trey Hendrickson, hopefully Trey hasn't been making business decisions. If he has, hopefully this Joe Burrow situation has kind of piqued his interest a little bit. Maybe got him a little bit motivated to get back on the field. But
I'd say
days,
this Osai and Murphy situation should pique him.
What'd you say, Eric?
I'd say the Osai and Murphy situation should pique his interest because they're out there giving pressure that he hasn't had on the other side for a couple of years. So to me, if I'm him, if I don't think he's making a business decision because the news is out there that he needs off-season surgery. So to me, it's not. It's just it is what it is. he should have gone to IR. But if I'm Trey Hendrickson, I'm like, oh my God, these guys finally, the light's finally on. If I go back, I have some help. We could really feast. Um, I hope that's what it is. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I no, I agree. I think I, I would love with this mini bye. I would love to see this Bengals team get healthy again. I mean, obviously, Josh Allen is one of those guys that can run around, make plays, but I don't know, guys. Listen, Joe Burrow has their number. Like he has Buffalo's number. This was never a game that I was concerned about, honestly. I think I think the Ravens game at home is a little bit more concerning just because it is, you play them twice in 3 weeks. That's never a fun thing to do. But this Bengals team, Mom said it earlier, and everyone else in this world knows it. When Joe Burrow is on that field, he is the best player in the league, and you have a chance to win with him. You do.
I
You
did.
you
Yeah.
have a chance to win. It doesn't
He
matter. It makes everybody better.
he has that what the kids call that aura. And we when he came out to do the interview today, uh and you have to apologize. I'll have to apologize for Austin and not knowing his Star Wars, but he's like, Dad, he looks like Luke Skywalker. I'm like, no, Austin, he looks like Anakin. He looks like the picture
Mm.
that went viral a few years ago that Zim put out there. The hair is getting into that
Come on,
Anakin
Austin.
style.
Come on,
And
Austin.
but isn't that appropriate? He doesn't need to be on the light side. Joe Burrow's going to come out here. He's gonna take your soul. He's Darth frickin' Vader, and that's what we need. And I'm here for it.
No, I agree. I agree. I think. I listen, guys. This was much needed, right? This was much needed for everybody. I think my biggest thing is I don't want to lose sight. I don't want this to be. I want this to be a thing where we see this consistency for the rest of the year. I want to see this consistency the rest of the year. I don't want to see good games every once in a while. I want to see consistency from this coaching staff and these players. And I again, 10 days off, a mini bye week. I'm sure coach is going to give the Bengals off this weekend, which they're going to absolutely love. Come back healthy on Monday. And like Mon said, man, 1 week at a time, go 1-0 every week. The Buffalo Bills in Buffalo is not going to be easy, but Joe Burrow owns that stadium. He owns it.
I'm just going to go 1 week at a time. They're going to be heavy underdogs going into the Buffalo game. With Joe Burrow playing, they're going to have a hell of a chance to win. But they got to play. The Bills are a lot like the Ravens. I don't think they're as tough as the Ravens, but I think they got better pass rushers, but they are built like the Ravens. They run the ball. They're It's physical. You just got to be ready. You got to be ready. And Zach Taylor has a mini bye, like you said.
Yeah.
See what happens. 1 game at a time.
They
This is a positive thing. I just got to. This defense has got to keep on playing the way. Keep on trending up. Keep on trending up because when this season does end, hopefully it's a playoff push. When it does end, I need to know what we got going into 2026. I can't go into 2026 hoping this guy's better. Hoping. I want 200, 300 snaps from players that can tell Mon, tell Jake, tell you what we got going into 2026. And I think we're going to have one hell of a sample size. I personally, 5 weeks ago, I didn't think Miles Murphy's fifth-year option was going to get picked up. I think that's back on the table of getting picked up. Still got a few more games to go. Miles Murphy's playing really good, violent football. So we'll see. We'll see. I love it because that's what the Bengals need. We need these young guys to start playing ball.
By the way, the Bengals, let me just say this real quick, Eric, sorry. But the Bengals, the first 11 games this year, the Bengals defense created 11 turnovers. Sorry, 10. 10 turnovers in 11 games. And tonight, 5 turnovers. Almost, well, they did. Half of what they have created in the first 10 games, they did tonight. And again, guys, we talked about this in the beginning of the year. Sacks and turnovers win you a lot of football games. Not just getting to the quarterback, not just pressuring him, but getting that quarterback down, getting your hands on the quarterback when he's got the ball in his hands, and creating turnovers is the key. And that's what the Bengals defense has not done all year in the first 11 games. And tonight they did. They played great.
Yeah.
Defense played great
Yeah.
tonight.
They took the ball when they needed to, and they took it repeatedly, and that's what we're going to need for them to continue. Uh, I'll try to stay positive tonight. Let's focus on a huge win. The Bengals shot themselves in the foot. They have no margin for error, but we can only play the game we got to play and talk about the win that we just had. And it'll be an easy switch to flip. But you know what? I hope that light never comes on for the rest of the year because I'm still pounding the table for that 6-game winning streak, no matter what it brings.
I
And
mean,
even if that means that I have to say Zach Taylor is the coach for the next 15 years, I want the Bengals to get into the playoffs, and we'll keep riding on that.
How insane would it be? The Bengals, the last 2 years are 4-8 because they were 4-8 last year before they won 5 in a row. How crazy would that be? 2 years in a row, the Bengals are 4-8.
You know what? If
that
4-8,
that would be so Bengal. Oh God, that would be so Bengalish.
Well, what was our record in 22 when we ran off 10 straight and then 2 more in the playoffs? It had to be close, right? That was Halloween night that we lost to the Browns.
I don't know. I'm not going to lie to you. All this talk about, I don't want to jinx this. I don't want to think.
Listen, there's no ability to jinx one game at a time.
Come on, just drink your tea.
I'm trying to read up so much stuff about the Bengals. I mean, I don't even really know the stats of the game. I mean, we jumped right on afterwards. There's so much. I just can't wait to when we get done. I got to read.
We called them out. You must have been watching the turkey.
Yeah,
what
were you doing?
So.
Have you been drinking?
You had the celestial tea already?
He's been drinking sleepy time tea the whole time we've been talking.
Sleepy time tea, sleepy time. That plus turkey. I promise I'm not going to put that AI up there for us tonight. We got over 600 people in here. Thank you so much for coming out. Once again, happy Thanksgiving. We will be back next week for a pregame and a live postgame. With that one, Jake, take us out of here.
Yes, Roland, you can use Bengalish. I'm going to allow everybody to use that term I just made up with frustration.
One last thing. Where's all of our Raven fans from the last show?
They're not here, Mon. I don't think so. Are they?
Come on, guys. Flex. Come on, flex.
The Bengals turned M&T Stadium into empty stadium, and I'm here for it.
Oh, hey, and that's true. That's really true too. 3-1 in the division. The Bengals have won 4 games, and they're 3-1 in the division. You can't make this shit up. You just can't make this shit up. All right, guys, let's get out of here. I don't know if anybody guessed the winning number, but thank you guys again for joining us. We appreciate you. We love you. You guys can, I guess they can still go in the chat, right? If they want to try to guess the number, they can still do that throughout the chat, I'm guessing. We do have to get out of here, though, guys. Thank you so much again for joining us. As always, if you like this podcast, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. Make sure you check us out on all the awesome podcast platforms, Apple, Stitcher, and Spotify. As always, if you like this podcast, make sure you give us that 5-star review. We very much appreciate that. Follow Mon on Twitter at the Firemon. Follow me on Twitter at Coach Jake Owens 9. Follow Eric on Twitter at eFlash with 2 H's 88. Follow the Cincinnati Podcast Network on Twitter at Cincinnati Pod. Follow the Bengals Pulse on Twitter at the Bengals Pulse. Hang on, Mon. Don't do that right. You always do that right when I'm in the middle of this shit. At the Bengals Pulse. On Instagram, the same without the at the Bengals Pulse. And on TikTok, the same without the at the Bengals Pulse as well. We do have Michael. Legit Charlie wins the Burrow jersey. Thank you once again, Michael, for the super chats, man. Thank you for doing that too. What a great Thanksgiving. Legit Charlie gets a jersey. The Bengals get a win. We get to talk to almost 700 of you tonight. Thank you guys so much. We love you. We appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you for everything. Mon.
What you got, Mon?
I got nothing to say. I'm just doing hand gestures. I'm showing people the rings. The rings
He's landing a freaking airplane up there, and we think there's something breaking going on.
You know what that reminds me of? Do you ever see Talladega Nights, where they're interviewing Will Ferrell after his first win? His hands keep coming
He's like,
out.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
He's like, I don't know what do I do with my hands. What are you saying, Mom?
When I'm working at the hospital, like my hospital clinicals as an instructor, I go up to the students and I do this a lot. So, I'm just trying to be like a cornball, like, hey guys, wearing the rings of power, the rings of power. You won. All right, guys, I got to go.
All right, let's get out of here, guys. We will see you next week as we get ready for Bengals at the Buffaloes. We will talk to you all about that next week. Enjoy this win, guys. Enjoy your weekend with your families. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Bengals win. He's Eric Mon. I am Jake. This is the Bengals Pulse. Who Dey, Bengal fans. We will see you soon.